Hello, I'm not going to post about what is going on in my life right now. What I'm going to post about is I've just had a conversation with a friend, and I'm just going to talk about self-induced trauma, because sometimes when you've got an unresolved trauma, right, you're explosive. It's like walking around with a ticking time bomb waiting to go off because, like this memory, I've got a gap. So at any time I could remember that, and I will cry, maybe shake, maybe, but I'll just go to my bed, I'll sort it, and I'll be fine. But a lot of people aren't fine because of that. How they put that trauma in there is by the things they do when they're not fine, because you are not as nice, you're not as kind, you're not as loving. You might hit somebody, but you've got a heart and you feel bad for doing that, and you hate yourself. So that's why a bully might kill themselves, because of that self-induced trauma. So what you've got to do to get over that trauma is you've got to sit down, you've got to talk about it, you've got to talk why you did that, and you've got to address that part of you, and you've got to try and control it. And if you do that, you get free of it. And you can do that by going and sitting with a counsellor, talking about it. You can email yourself. I used to email myself, right, this is the best thing. I email myself saying what's happened, what's upsetting me, what's going through my mind, even if it's not, even if it's not making sense, I'm only talking to me. It doesn't matter what I say. And then you read it back. You pretend that's your friend saying that. You've got to make it up in your head and say, oh, I don't know, your friend, Deborah? Deborah? Have you got a Deborah on your friends list? If you haven't, you should get one. They're lovely. Yes, but Deborah. So Deborah is telling you this information, and you're gonna listen to her, support her, give her advice, and tell her what you think. And you do that, and you figure yourself out. This is how we get better. Because what's happening here is these people who've been bullied, they're going on, they're bullying someone else. So, little boy, his dad kicks him at home, he's going to school, he's kicking my child. Yeah? Because it's not because he's a bad person. It's not. Doesn't mean that we should accept it. But it's because it's what he knows. It's because it's what he's experiencing. So to get to the root of suicide, we have to get to you shitty parents, and you have to go to the doctors. You have to say, I need help. And you have to do the work, because us people who are being further abused by you, who haven't got the balls to go and deal with your own shit and stop taking it out on others. It's not fair, okay? It's not fair. If you're having a child, you owe it to that child to give it a good life, to let it grow up loving itself, to care for it, to let it know it's loved, to accept that child for whoever or whatever it is. Because this is the thing, you do not have creative control over your children, right? You can't say, right, if my daughter comes to me and says, Mum, I want a sex change now, I want to be Bob. I go, all right, Bob, that's a good one. Yes, I love you anyway. I don't give a shit. You know, if my son wanted to walk around in my high heels, fine. I haven't got a son. My imaginary son can do whatever the fuck he wants. He can get dressed up as a lollipop lady. He can, I don't know, marry his pet tire. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm still going to love the fuck out of him because he's my son. And if more people were like that, people wouldn't have to kill themselves, because this is where it comes from. It comes from trauma. People with unresolved trauma hurt people. They don't mean to, don't have to take it. They should be at the doctors. So anyone who's violent, anyone who's a bully, anybody who's kicking off on people all the fucking time for nothing, you know what I mean? Anyone, like the neighbour next door, who's popping round for your music on bonfire night and shit like that. Them little fucking wankers, they need to go and sit with a counsellor and say, can you please help me because I'm a complete wanker? And then they need to stop being a complete wanker. And that's what we need to do. Yes, so there's my little rant. But the point is, the wrong people are in therapy. Because I go, I'm good. And then I've got to come back and face them fucking cunts doing the shitty things because they're sick and they won't get help and they are killing people. Yeah? So we need to do something about it. We need to point these fuckers out. We need to say no to bullying because that's what it is. People are bullying and people need to grow up. Right, well, that's all I have to say about that. So thank you for listening. Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time you're watching this, it's good.